Hello, people of the USA. I cannot reveal my identity, nor can I reveal who my superiors are or who I work for. What I am authorised to do is to brief you all on the threats that are threatening our government and our country. Now, we are threatened by three entities. All are spirits. Two of them come from your worst nightmares of urban legends. And the third one comes from a form of demonology. Now, our first creature in the category in our midst is quite local actually. It is known as a Wendigo. Now, Wendigos are from Native American lore. And they also represent the embodiment of cannibalism, famine, and greed that comes with long winters, at least according to the beliefs of the American Indians. Now, there are two common types of Wendigo in a descriptive appearance. There is the modern interpretation of a Wendigo, and then there's a classic interpretation of the Wendigo. Now, in the modern interpretation, the Wendigo is to be described as a large creature with the head or skull of a stag. Now, the modern interpretation has been described like this because it is believed that a stag, is to be believed in most folklore as a woodland deity or a spirit, a good-willed spirit. So for a Wendigo to be possessing this feature of a stag skull or head is to show that no creature of any status, even woodland deities, are protected from this curse of a Wendigo. Moving on. Now to our classic interpretation of a Wendigo. Now, classic interpretation of the Wendigo is to be described as a decomposing corpse with its skin stretched extremely tightly over its bones, which creates a thin, translucent layer of desiccated flesh, which makes it look like the bones are ready to burst out from the skin. Now, the complexion of the classic interpretation of a Wendigo can vary from a sickly white to an ashy grey in the skin. Now, the traditional interpretation of a Wendigo also has long fingers and sharp nails at the end to help it tear its prey apart, and also has jagged and misshapen teeth that look like yellow fangs. Now, another thing about the traditional Wendigo is that it's also believed by American Indians that it is followed everywhere it goes by the smells of death and decay. Also, in Innu lore, it is believed that Wendigos are giant creatures that are made of ice that would dwarf over human beings. Now, this is believed because when Wendigos ate a person, they would grow to the proportion of the meal. This was a way to describe the Wendigo's insatiable hunger, as it creates a vicious cycle of the Wendigo getting bigger and bigger, then eating more to satisfy its ever-growing hunger. Now, another thing about Wendigos is that they're always regarded as evil, not just simply for its cannibalistic nature, but is how a person could become such a creature, such as if a person was overcome by their need of greed, like a greed for money, or maybe a greed for food in a gluttonous way. Now, Wendigos can also be referred to as the spirits of the lonely places. Now, this is because it's believed Wendigos are solitary creatures. Also, since a Wendigo is a spirit, but the type of possession a Wendigo performs is not like your generic spirit or demon. No, when a Wendigo decides to possess someone, it picks its victim carefully, then eats away at the victim's insanity slowly, enters through their thoughts, and then plagues their mind with countless nightmares. Unable to sleep, the victim will wake up. Unable to sleep, the victim starts to experience a burning sensation throughout their entire body, which has been described as Wendigo fever. Now, being a spirit, Wendigos do possess some supernatural abilities, such as enhanced speed and unnatural strength despite their frail-looking bodies. With Wendigos being skilled hunters, they have heightened endurance and senses, allowing the Wendigo to hunt in any time or environment, allowing the Wendigo to hunt in all manner of terrain and temperature. Now, it's also believed that as a Wendigo gets older, its powers grow stronger, and as a Wendigo's corruption spreads throughout the forest, so does its influence on nature, with some being able to control woodland animals, to the stronger ones being able to control the weather, with the eldest and strongest of all Wendigos being able to summon a darkness so corrupted that it conceals the very light itself, not allowing anyone or anything to be safe during any time of the day. Now, from what I've told you, it doesn't seem there is any defense against the Wendigo, so I do wish anyone who comes across one good luck. As far as I'm aware, typical firearms will not do the trick. Maybe a fire will help you out. Now we move on to our next subject in this matter of supernatural entities invading us. This one was actually from South America in Venezuela, but has somehow managed to find its way to our proud country of the USA. Now, this creature is known as El Cibon, which can be translated from Venezuelan to the Whistling Man. Now, there are many tales to El Cibon's story, but they all end in the same way of the boy who becomes El Cibon killing their father. Their grandfather will tie them to a tree and whip them till their back is raw and bloody, then healing their wound, then applying hot sauce or chili juice to their wounds to make it hurt even more. Then the poor boy would get mauled to death. Now, El Cibon does make a whistle which goes in the musical notes of C, D, E, F, G, A and B in that order. It rises at tone F, then lowers to tone B. Now, the most common version of the story starts off in Venezuela, where the boy who becomes El Cibon has a wife. Now, the father kills this wife, implies that woman was a slut and had it coming for them. Now, out of revenge, the boy picks up a pitchfork and stabs the father through the chest. Now, the grandfather does find out about this and proceeds to tie this boy to a tree and whips their back till it's raw and bloody. Then, the grandfather takes a chili and pours the juices all over its back, all over the boy's back, making it hurt more, making it sting. And sting it did, as it was hurt, as it can be described most painfully, as excruciating. The boy was then forced to carry the remains of his father in a sack on his back. The boy ran, but could not outrun the dogs his grandfather sent on him, which sadly mauled him to death. And it was after that he became El Cibon, the wanderer of the Venezuelan plains. Now, if you hear his whistle and it sounds close, then have no fear. It does mean that he is far away and there is no danger. But if his whistle will sound distant, then he is close, he is nearby, and you may be in trouble, and you may be in danger. Now, should the whistling man sound distant, meaning he would be nearby, there is a chance to fight him off with either a barking dog, some chilies, or a whip, as these are the only things that are known to scare off the spirit of Elsebon. Now, it's also believed that Elsebon's whistle, when you hear it, it is foretell your own death. And this means that you can hear it everywhere you go, no matter where you go. And it is also believed that even if you are not a woman, and even though you might not be a victim, it is known to believe that Elsebon is to take his revenge on womanizers. So if you are a womanizer, you best be careful. You have been warned now. Do not be. Elsebon might be coming for you. Should you fail to have a dog, whip, or chili nearby to scare off the spirit, you too may be added to the collection of Elsebon. Now, we move on to our last and most dangerous of entities, a demon known as Valak. Now, Now, according to my information on Valak, the Valak who is causing trouble now is completely contrasting the nature of Valak as described in the Lesser Key of Solomon. As you know, as anyone knows who has read the Lesser Key of Solomon, Valak is the 62nd spirit registered in the book. He is also a great and mighty president that governs 38 legions of spirits. Now, Valak's office is also to give true answers of hidden treasures and to tell where serpents can be seen. Now, given the fact that Valak has now become a malicious entity instead of a helpful entity, should one be able to fight off Valak, one might need to find or make a vessel of brass. Though this has not yet been proven to be a permanent solution into stopping Valak, it can be seen as a way to temporarily trap the demon. Now, do not let Valak's appearance fool you, citizens. Though Valak does take an appearance of a young boy with angel wings and is known to be seen riding a two-headed dragon. There are also many different summoning spellings to his name, such as Volak, Valax, Valu, or Ulok. Now, Valak's seal is also to be made of mercury, should one attempt to summon him again, if the demon reverts to its old nature of being helpful. I'm sorry I can't explain more about this. I only hope that you Americans do your part. I have been your authorized guide into this situation, and I wish you good luck. God bless America. God bless America.